Welcome to the GGBOathon Day 2.
Yeah.
Well, Day 2 of the GGBOathon. Today I want to get the frets installed, get the fret ends filed flush and beveled, and hopefully if I get all of that done, which doesn't to me right now sound like too much, I will at least get to start on carving the neck. We'll see how that goes. I'll give you an update at the end of the day. Well, in my rush at the end of the day yesterday to get the frets cut and get everything prepped for installing frets into the fingerboard, butthead forgot to radius the fret wire before he cut it. So I had a bunch of very straight fret wire. I thought, well, okay, it's a 9.5-inch radius, a little bit round, but how bad could it be? I'll just maybe flood some thin CA glue and use my fret press and just press them in and hope that works. Nope. The frets kept popping up on the ends. I didn't have enough fret wire to put some through my fret bender and just recut it. So I had to use the frets that I cut. So I tried a whole bunch of things, including trying to run little, 2-inch pieces of fret wire through my fret bender, which didn't work. I also tried to kind of use the fret bender to press the frets just in the middle because they would ride on the outside bearings. But that just gave me a V-shaped fret, and I didn't think that would, even though it was a pretty soft curve, I didn't think that would come out when I pressed them in or hammered them in. So I tried a whole bunch of things, spent most of actually the morning and the early part of the afternoon trying to figure out what to do. And then I remembered that I have this bowl blank. It's nice figured maple bowl blank. I don't really use my lathe a whole lot, and I'm not really a turner. I'm not really interested in turning bowls, but I've had this for a while. Salem gave it to me. She was using it for something and then didn't need it anymore. And I thought, well, that's about probably a 3-inch radius. So maybe what I can do is put the 6-inch radius caul in my fret press and just cut a little piece of this off, which you can see I've done that, and put a widened fret slot in it and just use that 6-inch caul and press in a 6-inch radius in the frets. That still didn't work either. The frets curved a bit, but they sprung out probably to about a 12-inch radius, maybe a 16. So I really had a lot of trouble figuring out what to do. So finally I took a break for lunch and I made a fret beveling file because I didn't have one and I knew I'd need that. So then after thinking about it for a while, I realized, okay, what I'll do is I'll stick this down on the bed of my fret press, and I'll use the fret press like a clamp and just clamp the end of the fret. I don't have fret wire here right now. Clamp the end of the fret in and then just gently bend it around this curve, and then just work the fret back and keep bending. Once I got to the middle, I turned the fret around and did the same thing on the other side. And yes, that gave me a really good radius on the frets, and I was able to use them. Unfortunately, all of that took a lot of time. I mean, bending all these frets to the right radius probably took an hour and a half, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't really watching. I do know that by the time I got to actually putting the frets in, it was already 2:30 in the afternoon. So I do have the frets in the neck. You can see that. They are not leveled or polished or crowned, but they're in. The fret beveling file worked quite well. They all look like they're seated very nicely. Don't know if you can really see that. I got the neck fretted anyway and roughed in the bevel. So tomorrow will be neck carving day, and I know it will be neck carving day because it's the very first thing I'm going to do. Hopefully I will get really good progress on that. We're at exactly halfway through my GGBOathon days, so I have 2 more days where I'm going to try and get this guitar into some kind of playable condition. It won't be done, don't get me wrong. There are going to be things I am going to do after the GGBO ends, whether I get this playable or not. I've called this guitar the Coach. I think I'm officially going to state that it's built to be modified because there is, even whatever I get done by the end of the judging deadline, I will have a lot still left to do. That's where we're at on the GGBOathon at the end of day 2. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.